Phil, thanks for being on the show. What are we going to talk about today?
Les, it's great to be back, and 2020 has thrown a curveball to everyone, every company. It's affected marketing, it's affected the way people do business, and so a lot of people are curious, what do people expect to see on my website in 2021? Fortunately, HubSpot recently did a survey, and today I'd like to share some insights. Some will be surprising, some will be obvious, about what people actually expect you to have on your website when they come visit you.
Well, let's jump right in.
Excellent. So having your physical address on your website, 26% of those people surveyed say that's very critical. And I think particularly with all the things going on and things being digital, when you're ordering a product or buying, you want to know where it's coming from, maybe to figure out lead time, are they local, can they service me? While we're doing things virtually and digitally, people still want to know, where are you located? It gives a sense of comfort to know where that business is located.
Yeah, add some legitimacy, but you're right, it gives comfort to folks. Hey, this is an official operation, I feel better. Oh, I know right where they're at. They're right down in the neighborhood where I grew up, and so that's definitely a good point. And it also helps with your Google visibility. You always want to have your address to help boost your SEO, your search engine optimization, and so folks can adequately find you.
And people want more comfort in 2021 because we didn't get it in 2020. So help people feel comfortable with your brand and your business.
Awesome.
Now, Les, you're going to love this one. 27% said they wanted product images and videos. Videos are just a great way to share your story. I know a lot of people get intimidated by video. That's why I always work with Les. I am not a videographer, but videos just make it easier for people to connect with you, your brand. Yes, we do research digitally, but eventually we make our decision based on that human connection. And videos are just a great way to personalize your message, product images to show exactly what it is you're offering, and to connect with that audience in a very personal and intimate way.
Well, photos and video, not only help tell your story, but they're a great conversion tool.
Absolutely.
When folks land on the website, it is your opportunity to educate them about what you do, how you do it. And I was talking this stuff 10 years ago. I was using video 10, 12 years ago to help grow my business. And back then, I would talk about conversion and you need video, and people would look at me like I was completely bonkers. But I'm so glad that today there's some emphasis on this. So it's a great discussion.
What's also been fascinating in 2020 is our consumption of content and video consumption. People are looking to learn and to grow, and so they're going to platforms like YouTube and to company websites for how-tos. The biggest search term in 2020 was why. Why this, why that? So people are searching, looking for answers. Videos are a great way to answer questions, and product images are a great way to show how you're solving their problem.
Yeah, and I had a few of those whys. I'm not going to lie. All right.
Now, having an About Us page, 31%, I actually thought this might be a little bit higher because I like to know something about a company when I'm looking for a new product or service. Do they have a social cause? How do they get started? Why are they doing what they're doing? Everybody gets into business for a specific reason, and I love to talk to people about their story, and your About Us page is just a great way to connect with people, once again, at that personal level. This is why we do this. This is why we're passionate about it, and this is why we started this company.
When I stopped selling video, it was a monumental transition in the business. I had to realize that people weren't interested in the video, that they were interested in the relationship. They were interested in that connection, or the experience. And so that, you're right. And I'll admit, folks, I don't have an About Us section on Valair Studios website.
Les, you need one.
Phil has got me. He has got me. He's got me thinking about my own website. And so that's great.
Les, yeah. I've known you for a long time. Your story is great. You need to share that with the About Us, because that will give a connection to people of, oh, this really is why he's different. And that's
Yeah.
the beauty of an About Us page. It gives you a chance to tell why you're doing what you're doing. And that really is important to people because let's face it, there are thousands of options for your product or service. That About Us page can make that connection of, oh, I relate to what they're saying. I think this is a company I'd like to connect with.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
And then social media. Now, a lot of companies think that, well, this social media channel doesn't fit my business. Before you make those types of decisions, do a little research about the platforms. Look at the social media channels, see if your ideal customer visits those channels, and then tailor messages specifically for those channels. Twitter versus, Instagram is very visual, picture, video oriented. So look at those channels, have those links on your website. Why? Because people are going to look at your social media, they're going to look for comments, maybe there's some reviews. They're going to see who else is following you on social media. Maybe their friends are there, maybe another business. Unless you kind of have a good story about that one yourself.
Yeah, so in the service industry, I got a remarkable phone call from a customer. He said, well, I found you on Google, and then I checked you out on Facebook and discovered you did work for a couple of my other friends. And so I contacted both my friends, and then I looked at all your reviews, checked out your Twitter. And so this is happening lightning fast. But folks are researching you and they're looking at how you're involved in the community, and maybe you've worked for their friends or something like that. So, if you're missing a few of those pieces, it can be a real detriment to your business.
And it's a great way, once again, to build the brand trust. People typically interact with the brand 7 times before they get a sense of comfort about that. So if you're on various social channels, have good messaging, have videos, it allows them to connect with you as a brand, as you said, very rapidly. And so that interaction, that 7-time interaction happens very quickly these days.
Yep, yep.
And then having your contact information. And I've got to be honest, I was on a website last night. I was looking at a product. I had a specific question. They didn't have live chat. They didn't have a knowledge base. They didn't have any frequently asked questions. And so I was like, I'm going to email them. Couldn't find their email. So needless to say, I left that website and looked elsewhere for that particular product. Now, on that contact information, obvious things, if you have a phone, way to contact you by email, then also think about on the contact page and other pages, frequently asked questions. When I work with companies, the first question I always ask is, can you tell me 5 questions people ask you all the time? And you should have those frequently asked questions on the contact information, various places on your website, and even the negative ones. So if you do not offer a service that people are always asking when they call, put that as part of your contact information. We do not provide this. 1, it'll help them move on to a company that's more suitable, so they're going to have a great experience with your brand. And 2, it'll save you time working with a potential lead that's just not a fit.
Got it. So, Phil, this is great information. And it's awesome, also pretty awesome having you in the studio today. And folks, if you have some questions for Phil, how do folks get in touch with you?
The easiest way to get in touch with me is connect with me on LinkedIn. I put up articles all the time on various nerdy things. My hashtag is Herd of Nerds. So I really like looking at numbers and seeing what's going on in the industry, and I like to share that information. You can also visit our website, analyticsatprofit.com. 2020 has been a curveball for all of us. 2021, we need to adapt. But the key thing to all this is look at your website, not from a Yellow Pages perspective, but from your customer's perspective. Are you leading them through their buyer's journey? Are you making it easy? The easier you make it to do business with you, the better results you will have.
Okay. Well, Phil, thanks again. It's a pleasure having you in the studio. Folks, be sure to check out the real Dr. Phil, Analytics at Profit. Thanks for watching this Gigabyte. I'm Les Foltz with Gigabit Media. Until next time.